Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as my friends over at yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today here is the Pandora's box, and this is a blanket that I've designed. It's actually really quite a simple design. It is the modern granny with a slight twist to it in order to put extended single crochets in to create the lines that you see, just like you see here. So there's a trick to actually being able to do this, because you'll notice that the colors that are overlaying is kind of interesting, because when it goes outward you'll see that it changes colors and etc. So how did I do that? That's what I'm going to explain to you next. Then I'm going to show you how to do this stitch as well. So using your Caron Big Cakes, you'll need a total of 4 balls in order to get a generous size blanket, just like you see here. And we see that we have the center of it here, and we have the exterior of the ball. So that's the whole secret with this thing. It's about the inside out. I actually wanted to call this blanket the inside out blanket because it kind of made sense to me. So what I do is that I always grab my yarn from the center of the ball. So I pull it up and I'm crocheting from the center, and then I work my way to the outside. It's just easier for friction and all that jazz. It keeps my tension a lot better. So what I realized is that what I thought is about doing the extended single crochet down, but I thought, what color am I going to use that actually goes with this yarn? And then I realized, I looked to the outside of the ball and I thought, okay, the inside of the color here, you see how it's whitish here? It's not the same color on the outside. So what I decided to do is that when you see it here, just like you see here, this was the inside of the ball, and you can see this was the inside of the ball for a duration before it switched over. The blue here was actually the outside of the ball. So every other row or every other round I just changed the yarn that I'm going to. So I'm just going to be able to use the outside. So I go inside, outside, inside, outside, and eventually the outside transitions as well. So when you look at it coming forward out, more out, you'll see that the outside of the ball eventually changes its color too, so that you can really have a neat overlay. So once you run out of a yarn ball, then you just continue to go. So the neat thing about it is that as you're working from the inside out, you're also working from the outside in, and eventually you'll meet somewhere in the middle right here, and then the two strands will end up running into each other. It's almost like Lady and the Tramp as they're stuck on the same spaghetti noodle. So eventually you go to there, and then once you get there, then you switch to another ball. So it's actually a really neat thing. So here is the biggest tip that you're going to have for this whole duration of this thing. These extended single crochets, you need to watch your tension with those. See how it's kind of coming in just a little bit? So it naturally does that, but if you're not controlling your tension, it could be really, really significant, so that you won't really have a square. So you'll notice that it provides a little bit of tension to it when you're doing that, and you have to give it a bit of slack in order to have it so that it sits properly when it sits down. So without further ado, I'm using a 5.5 millimeter. I'm using Caron Big Cakes. I'm using another color here that I used here, and what I'm going to be doing is using the inside and then outside, inside and outside. So let's begin. So let's start. I'm using the inside of the ball first. If you want to use the outside of the ball first and then use the interior for the next row, that's up to you. You can go in the order that you most prefer. Let's create a slip knot. This is a very, very easy pattern to be able to remember, and then once I get you started, you'll see how easy it is. So once you're committed to your color, I want you to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and insert your hook into the beginning chain, and then yarning over and pulling it through to create the center ring. So let's do our first circle around. So we're going to continue with the same color. So chain up 3, which counts as a double crochet, and I want you to double crochet 2 more times into the ring. Put down the starting strand so it gets trapped underneath the stitches, and I want you to double crochet 2 times. So with the chaining of 3 and the 2 double crochet, that equals 3. Then you're going to chain 2 so you can turn the corner, and then double crochet 3 times into the ring. Once you get that done, chain 2, which allows you to turn the corner again, and then 3 more double crochets into the ring. Are you getting it so far? And then chain 2, and then back into the center of the ring one last time for 3 double crochets. So there is your 4th side. To finish off, what you can just do is that you can either do 2 things. You can either chain 2 and slip stitch to the top of the beginning, and then you're done. Okay, so then you fasten off. Or what you can do, I'm going to give you 2 options. You decide what's right for you. Or when you're at the top of this one here, just half double crochet into the top of the first chain here and just half double crochet and fasten off. So that's the way I'm gonna do it here. The instructions I think has the chain 2. You decide what's right for you. So once you have that done, then you can just slip stitch, or sorry, just pull through the slip through the pull through there, and then just weave in your ends. So just weave in and out, in and out, in and out for a while, and then you'll get that stuck. So what I want you to do is get rid of your yarn strands now. Get rid of those as you're playing along, because it just gets easier, because you have to switch your yarn every other round really. You have to switch it out. So you might as well get rid of your tails as you go, and there is the beginning, just like you see. So now we're gonna grab the outside of the yarn ball and do the next layer. So let's do the next layer, and I'm using the outside of the ball. It just happens to be gold. They're not the same colors, just the way that the balls are, the size of them. They're not gonna be the same colors on the inside or the outside, so it's all gonna be different. I want you to slip stitch into any of the chain 2 spaces. It doesn't matter which one you choose. Just slip stitch it, chain 1, and I want you just to single crochet into that same one. And let's go all the way around. So this round does not have any extended single crochets in it, so we're gonna chain 3, and then coming into the same one, same space, okay, and trap this straggler underneath it so that you can get rid of it later. So it's kind of like double fixed in. So you have it single crocheted into the same one. We now have to jump to the next corner. So chain 3, and then go to the next corner, single crochet in, and then chain 3, and then single crochet into the same one. So every time you hit a corner, no matter which one you're on, no matter which round, when you're using this type of stitch work, is that it'll always be single crochet, chain 3, single crochet into the same space. So chain 3 to jump, go to the next corner, so single crochet, chain 3, and then single crochet, and then keep jumping. So chain 3, go to the next corner, single crochet, chain 3, and single crochet. So now you've already done the first corner that you ran into, so the only thing you need to do is jump over. So chain 3, and then slip stitch to the first single crochet, and then you're done. So then you have to get rid of this color here. So fasten off and get rid of that. So what I would highly recommend to you, if it were me and I were you, you must also deal with your tails as you go, because you'll have to change them every other row anyway. So you might as well just put them on a darning needle and just guide them in through the stitch work so that it gets stuck underneath. You're gonna be covering over top of this chain anyway, so you can just guide it in and get it stuck. So just go once and twice. Don't go too many times, because you'll make it look bigger than it is. So once you have that done, you can trim that out, and then because I had you bury it underneath, you can just trim that one out as well. Okay, so now we're gonna switch back and we're gonna do the inside of the ball now for the blue. So let's do the inside of the blue. So I'm bringing back the blue. I'm gonna create a slip knot first and then put my hook onto it, and I'm gonna go to any chain 3 corner. Okay, so just going into any one of them and then attach it with a slip stitch. So just pull through all of it. So now what I want you to do is that I want you to chain up 3. So 1, 2, 3, that counts as a double crochet, and then into the same space I want you to double crochet 2 more times. So going forward, no matter what round you're on, when you're completing the double crochet round, the corners will always be the same. There will be 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochet into the same space. This is the starting one, so the other half of this will be done when we come back all the way around. So we're gonna immediately jump, so just lay down the straggler on top of the line and jump to the next chain 3 space. Do not chain 1 first at all, just double crochet 3 times into the next space. And you're thinking to yourself, well, you don't see the extended single crochets. That's coming after we get through this round. So now once you're gonna run into the next corner, so the only difference between this round and the next is that the corners will get further and farther apart. So there'll always be 3 double crochets in the chain 3 spaces when you're along an edge. So the next corner will be the same as what I already explained to you. It'll be 3 double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3, and then be chain 2, and then 3 double crochet into the same space. Okay, so keep on going along. So the next one is a chain 3 space. It's not the corner, so just fill it in with 3 double crochets. So don't chain 1 first like you typically would with a granny square. And then you hit the next corner. So the next corner again is what you already know before. So it's 3 double crochet and then chain 2 and then 3 double crochet. Okay, continuing to go all the way around. What I want you to do is that in the next space I want you to put in 3 double crochet. Next corner, same as what you already know, 3 double crochet. Chain 2 and 3 double crochet. So we're coming around to where we had started. So the only difference between this round and the next rounds when you do this stitch work going around is that the corners will become further and further apart from each other. So they're really not a big difference. So let's fill in this space. It's going to be 3 double crochet. And then remember the final corner, so we have to fill it in first. So there's going to be 3 double crochet first. So 1, 2 and 3, and you're back to the choice that I gave you before. You can either chain 2 and slip stitch to the top of the chain 3, and or what you can do is just half double crochet into the top chaining 3 and just finish it off, and then you're good to go. So then we're going to bring back the yellow again. So just weave this in and out of the stitch work. Just go back about 2 inches. It's just enough to get it hidden into position as you're going all the way around, as we bring back the yellow to do the extended single crochet drops that you see within the pattern. So once you've got that in, you can get rid of your loose ends that you started with. So you can get rid of that one that you just woven in and the original that you started with, and you're good to go. So now we're going to start doing the extended single crochets that create that look that drops. So now we're going to begin the rounds where we do the single crochets that drop down into the next layer below, and these create the lines that come up. So what we'll have to do is that the corners will always, you can't do any drops on those because there's nothing to drop to. You can only drop down when there's one directly below the other. So this is where it's going to be, and we're going to drop down. So let's begin. First we're going to create a slip knot using the outside color once again, and we're going to go to any corner. Doesn't matter which one you choose, just slip stitch it, slip it, chain 1 and single crochet into the same one. Now chain 3 and slip stitch, or sorry, single crochet in. So you see that I buried that as I went. So you have to get rid of that out of the way now. We can't do anything more with that. So now we're going to jump over. So we're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. It's like you jumped over before. Okay, so remember we jumped. So we're jumping over, and the only thing that we're going to do now is that we're going to do a single crochet extension down into here. So how we do that is that we insert the hook right in between. So split those legs up. Okay, do you see that? Split the legs up and go from to the outside. Okay, to the other side, and then wrap the hook and pull through, and then pull up on it. Okay, you need to provide that slack. If you don't provide that, it's going to buckle on you. Then single crochet it. So that's an extended single crochet. So now we have to jump. So chain 3, and the next one is going to be down here. Okay, it's an extended single crochet. So just going in, split the legs, pull up, okay, and then finish it. So you'll notice when you turn it around, you're going to say, hey, you got that on the back side too. So it is a double-sided project. So you're going to say, well, look, it's kind of loosey-goosey. You need to have that loosey-goosey because it will tighten up on its own. So now we have to jump to the next corner. So we chain 3 first and do the corner as we had done down here. So just single crochet in, chain 3 and single crochet in. So let's begin again. So to start, we chain 3, which allows you to jump, and then we do the extended single crochet down here. So just going down to the back side of the project, pull the yarn forward, provide slack. Okay, just pull up so that your hook is on the top of that line, and then single crochet. and then jump it. So chain 3, go to the next one, just split the legs up on the stitch, pull through, give it slack, and then finish it. Chain 3 to jump, and then come to the next corner. Single crochet, chain 3. So it's all about the chain 3, right? If you can remember chain 3, it's easy. So chain 3 to begin the next side, coming down, just split the legs, pull up slack, finish it. So chain up 3 to jump, split the legs, pull up, finish it, chain 3. And then coming into the next corner, so just single crochet, chain 3, single crochet, and now continue the final side. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, coming down, split the legs, pull up. So we're doing the extended single crochet now for every round that we do this particular stitch work on. So chain 3, and then come down to the next one, split the legs, provide the slack, finish it, and then chain 3. And you've already started the single crochet, chain 3, single crochet in the final, so you just have to attach it to the first one with just a slip stitch to the beginning single crochet and finish off this layer. So you can use your darning needle to hide in this loose strand. You can weave it in as long as that you're good to go. You're going to be covering over top of this chain 3 anyway with double crochets, so you can pretty much guarantee it's going to get trapped in there anyway. So it's just a matter of working it, and then get rid of your loose ends once you're satisfied. Get rid of their starting one because you already buried it, and then we're good to go. So we're going to bring back our blue once again. So once we're satisfied with that, we bring back our first yarn again from the center of the ball, and eventually it changes on its own. So the colors that you saw was naturally coming out of the ball that way. So you just go into any chain 3 space in a corner, attach it with a slip stitch, chain up 3, counts as a double crochet, and then 2 more double crochets into the same one, and cover over top of this starting strand just to get that out of the way. Okay, so cover right over it so that it gets stuck underneath. Go to the next chain 3 space and just put in 3 double crochet. So this whole blanket just works on this whole premise now of this row and the last row that we just did. So to do the next one, you got your 3 in there, just go to the next chain 3 space, so jump over that extended single crochet. So the next row, when we come back around, we are going to extend our single crochet into the same one that's down here. So then it carries the look all the way through. You keep going, just put in 3 double crochets into each of the chain 3 spaces, working your way to the corner. And the corner is always going to be the same of 3 double crochet to begin. Okay, chain 2 and 3 double crochet. So you just keep working your way around just as you see it here. So this is an easy one. This is the modern granny that Jeannie did. The only difference is that I've done this single extended crochets down. And so now just fill in the spaces. So 3, 3, 3, corner is 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. So I'm going to go all the way around using the same principle. So just to keep on going, and I'll see you at the end of this round, and we'll review the drop down with the single crochet extensions once again. And then that's it for this pattern. You just keep repeating until you get to the size that you prefer in your project. When you come back around, the last one here will be 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3, and then you have a choice, either chain 2 and slip stitch and finish, or just half double crochet into the top of the first one and finish off. So that's the one I just did. So now I'm going to bring back the gold, which is from the outside of the ball once again. So you will use the outsides that come in here because you're only using it for less stitch work. So for example, you just did all this double crochet with blue. You'll run out of blue before you'll run out of this gold area here, because the gold takes up less yarn in order to do the process going all the way around. So once you have it all your ends woven in, just get rid of those ends, and let's just review just one last time on how to do the extended round. So grabbing your gold back up, see how it naturally is kind of just coming in. So if your tension is too tight, then what happens is that you'll start to see it buckle. So you see that it's kind of loose right now with these. You need that because in order to keep this process going. So let's start off with the slip stitch once again. A slip knot right on the hook, slip stitch it to the first one, chain 1 and single crochet in, chain 3 and single crochet into the corner. So it's exactly what you already know. So we have to get rid of this strand out because you buried it into position right now if you did that, and then chain 3 to jump. So then you're gonna start in with this one here. Okay, so this one does not have an extension down in it. So you start in that one, split the legs, pull up, provide the slack and finish it. Chain 3 to jump. Okay, now you can really see the legs on the extended ones, so just split between the two, pull up slack, see? And then 1, 2, 3, split the legs, coming up, it's just single crochet, and then 1, 2, 3, and then coming into this one, it's the last one here, split the legs, and then 1, 2, 3 to take you to the corner. So once you're in the corner, so single crochet, chain 3, single crochet, and then I'll just sew one more side with you. So chain 3 to jump. Okay, this is the first one, split the legs, chain 3, split the legs, pull up the slack, chain 3. So it's just an extended single crochet, and 1, 2, 3. Split the last legs here before you end up in the corner, and then 1, 2, 3, and again the same thing. So you have a choice. When you go to finish this, you can either finish on this round here so that you have it going immediately into there, or you can finish on the double crochet round where the final round will not have it. So on the original sample that I have here is that I finished it so that I actually have it so that it's not. But again, that's up to you. You can decide what is your best for creativity. You can use this concept for any kind of yarn as long as the yarn matches the hook. And this is how you do the Pandora's box. And it is a double-sided pattern as you see. So if it does flip over, you can see the extended single crochets on the back side as well. And that's it for today. So until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of the Crochet Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com. Have a great day. We'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.